There we go. All right, we're going. Welcome everybody to another episode of For the Love of Writing. Oh, I love doing these. Today I'm here with Jessica Manges. I hope I said the last name right.
Yes.
Okay, good. I always get anxious about if I said the last names right. Um, I am very excited to have you on. I think we've been planning this for like 2 weeks now. Um, so the questions I always ask is how old were you when you started writing and what got you into it?
Yeah, so I've been writing probably since I was in grade school. So I think it's a funny story. I really like the movie Goonies, and I thought that was like the best thing ever is like to find a treasure and with an old pirate ship. And I told stories about the same type of stuff to all my friends, and my friends were like, "That's so cool, you should write books." And so I would write little stories down and stuff, and it was just for me and my friends, but we had a blast. And I always thought that writing would be awesome for, the rest of my life. But no, I went into business and I didn't start writing for real until 2 years ago, or
Oh,
published 2 years ago. But 3 years ago, I started to write my book when I left my big job at Coca-Cola. So,
oh, okay. Okay, cool, cool, cool. I checked out your page a little bit before I brought you on here. I um I already forgot the names of the books. There's so many books I look at. I uh I think it's what is it? Religious something.
so
It's
my
probably
first book, yeah, my first book is Scott Killian and the Letter. And then my second book is called Rebellion of the Watchers.
yes, that's the one that caught my eye. The Rebellion. I love the cover of that one a lot. I was checking that one out. I already probably got it on my to be read list.
Nice. Yeah, it was I didn't do the cover. I can't take any credit for it. I actually, paid for it to be done, but it was the best that I could have expected. So I was really happy for it with it.
Good, good. The one thing that really stuck out to me that I was actually just looking at when I was getting ready to do this. You have a author convention you're going to.
Yes, I am actually packing for that. I just did a short little video clip that I posted of, hey, help me pack because I don't know what to pack. I've never been to a writing convention before, so I really don't know what to expect or what to bring. But I told one of the other authors that I'm going to be rooming with, I said, hey, you need to bring something that's going to make you stand out in a crowd. There's going to be hundreds of authors there. You want to be memorable. So bring something quirky or wear something quirky or say a catchphrase or anything that's going to make you stand out in a crowd of hundreds of other authors. So
Oh yeah.
that's what I'm packing.
If you if you don't have one already, I still need to get one. I've got one second my second one coming up in July. Um I've noticed authors will bring this big stand with like a huge blown up thing of their book covers.
I do
And
have one of those.
those I've heard are like could be up to like $100. But
Yes. I got mine on Canva and it was a little over $100, but my daughter designed it. She did a beautiful job. So I take it to all my book signings.
nice. How many book signings does this one make?
You know what? I just did a big one that had over 60 authors at, and that was fantastic. We both sold a lot of books, me and Cindy Terrell, she's the one that I'm going to be rooming with. And yeah, we both did a really good job there, and that was the first book signing I did with my old book with the new cover because covers are important, and I realized that way too late. But I'll be planning on a lot more book signings this summer with my new book because I haven't had one with my new book yet because it just came out June 1st. So I'm excited.
It's the Rebellion one or no?
Yeah, the Rebellion one is the new one.
Nice. I love that. I love books so much. Oh, it's always fun hearing when someone's got a new book coming out. Um, so my next question is well not really a question. Tell me about your books.
Yeah, so they're kind of two opposite ends of the spectrum. The Scott Killian in the Letter book is end of the world, so it's takes place in the future, and the Rebellion of the Watchers is like takes place at the beginning of the world. So, back
Okay.
before the Noah's flood, it's like this kind of theoretical world. It's there's a little bit taken from like the Book of Enoch, kind of
Oh wow,
like
I
the
know about that.
yeah. So
Nice.
I
I
did have to
so
do a
many
lot of reading.
so many people like I'm very religious as well. And I was telling my mom, I was like, I'm really interested in the Book of Enoch. And she goes, "You know about that?" And I was like, "Yeah." I tell me, I gotta hear this.
Yeah, so I don't know how I stumbled across it. I like there's a podcast called Blurry Creatures, and I like listening to them guys. And I think they rewrote or republished the Book of Enoch. And I started looking into it, and I was like, man, I this is a great story. This is something that I would love to write a book about. So I came up with my own characters, but used some of the characters, like some of the Watchers, the fallen angels, as some of the background characters to play alongside some of my main characters. But in the book, Rebellion of the Watchers, I have the Watchers and the Nephilim and the giants and the cohorts of the Nephilim the Watchers wives, and how they play a huge role in the demise of the world and why God wants to send this flood to kind of wipe it clean. So you kind of see how the mindset of how you would want to have a flood to destroy the world, so to speak. So that was kind of like the premise of the book. But there's a whole world that I created around the a character named Arvad. He's like the main character, and he's not in the Book of Enoch, but you see a lot of things from the Book of Enoch transpire through the book.
This is incredible. I uh I don't know. It's like every time I bring somebody on, some people just like wow me. This is it's like you're writing this. This is a lot of like you got to know your stuff, and
Yeah,
it
I had to read
sounds
the
like you
book
do.
several times. Read the Book of the Giants and Book of Enoch's 1, 2, and 3, and then did a lot of study on Bible studies of Michael Heisner's study books, and did a lot of research through different podcasts that talked about the topics a lot, and I had gotten some archaeology books that I've gotten, and I studied the maps and studied some of the archaeology of what they thought, like Göbekli Tepe, and because that is kind of a new discovery, and they believe Göbekli Tepe takes place or was built before the flood, and they still have like creatures carved into some of the stones and stuff like that that could possibly be monsters or dinosaurs or dragons and things like that. So looking back at a lot of other archaeology throughout the world and comparing it to some of the archaeology like South America compared to Turkey compared to Egypt, and how the similarities kind of coincide to add to a story of an ancient world.
Wow. This I don't know if you've ever heard of this podcast. Um I know it's for some people it's more popular than others. But they talk about a lot of the things you're talking about. Have you ever heard of the Joe Rogan experience?
Yeah, yes, I have. He has some really out there
Oh yeah, no,
viewpoints.
definitely. Extreme. But yeah, I've heard him talk about all these things with like the Book of Enoch, Glakatepe. Probably just said that wrong. Wow. But yeah, I hear all this stuff and it's like, oh, I dive so far into it. And wow, you must do a lot of research.
Yeah, it usually the research is the longest part of the book. So my writing probably takes between 3 to 6 months of actual like sit down writing,
Yeah.
and I would say the research part of it, book one probably took me a full 8 months of research before I started writing.
Oh wow. That's good though.
I
That's
mean,
good.
I almost thought that maybe I was doing it on purpose to put because I was struggling starting the writing, and I'm like, no, if I just do a little bit more research, I'll be more
Yeah.
ready, and kind of kind of use it as an excuse not to start yet. And then finally I was like, no, I need to start. It's time. I'm ready.
Oh yeah, no, I know what you mean. Oh man, I'm telling you, I I love this topic so much. I could talk about the whole just everything from the Great Flood, all that stuff. I don't know why I'm like hooked on that part of the Bible and
Yeah,
like
I
and
same.
the Nephilim and all that stuff because I'm like I've told my pastor before, I'm like, do you believe there used to be giants? Because I'm like, there's a lot of stuff that they're like proof out there, and I'm like they found, I forgot what the mountain's called, but like the mountain where like the Bible says that the Noah's Ark was actually like where it was. They've got that the like it's like the exact same size. It looks like a boat was sitting there. And that's I don't know, that stuff just amazes me. It's very it's I don't know, it's like for me it's like aliens. I'm really interested in like the unknown
Yeah,
history and the wonders and questions of the world, like the things we don't know that seem like almost like some things seem mythical, but it's like you think like some of the stuff exists that seems just sometimes too good to be true. Like I am a huge alien person, and my wife's not. To where she's like I believe it's possible, but she's like doesn't interest me. Where like the Bible, her and I like to do deep dives in the Bible, and it's oh, it's so much fun to do. I'm doing it a lot right now to where I told my pastor, I'm like, I'm reading the Bible like it's a story,
yeah.
not like it's the Bible. I'm like, because it's so interesting, some of the things that I read, that I'm like, if this stuff is true, I'm like, I totally believe that there is stuff out there that would shock us.
Oh, absolutely. Yes. And I take a lot of the Bible and use the information to put into this book. So the genealogies and the timelines are all correct according to the Bible. So in my book, The Rebellion of the Watchers, Adam is over 600 years old, and he's not a character in the book, but he's alive because he kind of fits into that timeline. And you don't even think that, okay, Adam and Enoch were actually alive at the same time, but they
Yeah,
were. So Adam passed away right before, not long before Enoch was taken up. So the timelines will all fit in my book. And
yeah,
I also got the cities from Genesis. Uh, where you have like the rivers and the Garden of Eden, and Havala is one of the cities in my book, and that is taken straight from Scripture. So you're going to see a lot of Scripture in my book, as far as like the maps and the timelines and all that is going to be accurate to the Bible.
nice. Have you had any because I know you said this one's a new release. Have you had anybody try to call you out on like your facts or anything, or no?
No, but in Scott Killian in the letter, I was called a heretic.
Oh wow.
And I said, it's just fiction. I'm not really trying to predict the future. It's just fiction. And so I actually had to go back and add in my copyright that this was just a work of fiction and not to take anything literally. And I'm not trying to take the place of scripture. And I'm not saying that this is what's going to happen. So I did have to do that. So
I've had
I have a second edition of Scott Killing a Letter with that added in.
I've I've had the same thing, but a little differently. I wrote a book, and it was extremely just like a lot of brutality, and a few people that have read it have said you need to put like that there's trigger warnings.
Oh, yeah.
And I thought about it, and I told my wife this kind of material that's in it and just what the subject matter is, and she's like, oh yeah, she's like, if you put trigger warning that there's trigger warnings, you might get more readers, and you might have people not hate you, because if they read the book and don't know what's in there, they might not want to read your other stuff just because they weren't warned.
Yeah.
And,
And
and
that's true. Yeah.
yeah, And I was like, I didn't even think about that. I never thought about it.
Yeah, and I thought a lot about some of the stuff I put into the book because there is like demons and demonic possession and things like that, and it's for young adults. So I didn't want to be too scary or too, I don't know, detailed in some of those things, but I still want it to be real, and those things are in the Bible, and I want those readers to realize that those things do exist, and there are scary things out there, and the way to expose the darkness is through the light, and you can't have that unless you have the darkness. So the only way to expose the darkness is to show the darkness through the light.
Yeah. I oh, I love this. This is it's crazy. The last episode the one I just put out was this guy who he bought a house, and um it turned out to be like him and his family were experiencing weird things in the house. Like they came home and all the garage doors open, all the doors of the house are open. He thought somebody broke in, and he called the police, and all the mirrors in the house were shattered,
Oh wow.
and all the windows were shattered. And he's like, we were freaking out, like, what's somebody broke in. And he said little things started happening, that he said he had cameras set up in his house, and they started taking pictures. And the book that he just put out last year, he's got pictures in the book. And he said because there's stuff that they got, like images they got on their like house cameras, that he's like, it just doesn't make sense of what the things could
Oh
be.
wow.
And that right there is like, it's like the otherworldly thing, that it's like, it's, you got to have faith in it to really believe in the stuff. Because
Yeah.
some people will say, oh, it's not, they don't believe in ghosts, and some people don't believe in the Bible. And it's like, I don't know, some things you just got to have a lot of faith in. And I love these two back-to-back podcasts that are like faith podcast kind of thing. I love these so much. I'm happy I've got you on, because I deep dive into this stuff, like the Book of Enoch, and what is it, aliens procreating with people.
Yeah. Yeah. So in my book it kind of explicit with the fallen angels, the watchers they were supposed to rule over realms and kind of like principalities, things like that. And they're the ones that had children with the earthly women. And so their technology was taught to their wives. And that is mentioned in the book of Enoch. And so that is a huge role of my book, where the technology taught to the wife and how she manipulates it and uses it to the demise of humans. So
I've got a few questions for you, actually, that I hope they're not too personal.
yeah, no,
Um,
go ahead.
I Do you believe there were once really giants that God created, and you know, pretty much all the stuff? Do you um like believe that stuff happened? As
Oh,
far as
absolutely. So as far as God created, I think that's a different term that I wouldn't use. I think that there were giants that were created in the way that the Watchers had children, and those were the giants. And I don't think that they were never meant to be. They were never meant to exist. God did not mean for them to exist, but he knew they were going to exist because God knows everything.
yeah,
But he did not, they were not his creation. They were a manipulation of, Satan's work with the Watchers. And I definitely believe that. And I believe that, the lineage kind of continued after the flood because I feel like there was other uh, out of unearthly rebellions, and that's how you had, like Goliath and things like that. And
yeah,
you have so much evidence. There's so much evidence that we don't have, and I know there's so many um, different podcasts that say that the evidence at the Smithsonian Institute's been hidden. They have bones of giants, but they've had it in their basement and things like that. And I don't know if the Smithsonian, hides evidence of giants or not, but I believe that there were giants for sure.
I mean, we've the tallest. I think what was it? Robert Watlow or something was like the tallest person like in like history that we have like remembrance of, and I think it's Robert Wadlow or something, and he was like 8'11".
Yeah, I mean, if you know that it's humanly possible for something to be wrong with your pituitary gland and for
Yeah,
that to cause you to grow to an abnormal height, that anything that messes up with your genes or your genomes is going to be able to cause that, then it has to be possible because we have that today when somebody like him has something wrong with their pituitary gland and they grow to this abnormal height. So if it's possible, then it should be probable, and if it's probable, then why wouldn't you believe it?
the first time ever that I really believed that maybe there really were giants. This is a stupid story, but I was at a Denny's diner with my wife, and we're just sitting there, and all of a sudden I see this group of people coming in that look like they you know, just got out of church. And then I see something, and I was like, "What is that?" There was this guy at Denny's. His head was so close to the ceiling, it scared me. And for a minute, I didn't think it was real. And I looked and I said, "That's a giant." And he's like, "Don't stare."
He probably wouldn't like that.
Yeah, I was like, "How did somebody get that tall?" I'm like, "That guy's got to be almost 8 feet tall." And I was like, "Wow, he had a duck coming into the restaurant." And
He probably should have got his autograph. He probably played for the NBA.
that was the first time where I was like, "People can get that tall." Wow. I That's why when I hear people say stuff like, you know, "Oh, giants didn't exist. It's not possible." It's like, how do you know? You know how much think about it. This really has nothing to do with giants, but we've searched what percentage of the ocean, like almost none of it. And
Yeah,
when people say, "Oh, these sea monsters don't exist," like how do you know they don't exist?
exactly. Yeah.
We
I
haven't
mean,
even.
if you think about it, because we're celebrating the United States birthday of 250 years,
Mhm.
and that's not a really long time. And if you think
No.
that George Washington didn't even know what a dinosaur was and never seen, even heard of it, or bacteria, either one of those things. So totally something really small and something really big. And they had no concept of bacteria or dinosaurs back when our country first came into existence. So, I mean, anything's possible in that short period of time.
Oh yeah. The other thing I love asking people this. Do you think people really used to live to be like 800, 900 years old?
Yeah, I do. I do. I think that the world was different, and I think there was a lot of things that changed after the flood. Because I do believe that there was a global flood. I think
Yeah,
there's a lot of evidence of it. You were talking about the evidence of the Ark on Mount Ararat and things like that, and we see that and a lot of it's covered up. I know the Turkish government prohibited us from searching that area on the mountain, but there's an archaeologist that has worked with the Turkish government to get access to that area, and he's uncovering things like almost daily.
yeah.
If you keep up with that, so yeah, it was definitely a different time and a different world. And if you think about like all the bacteria and things that we have today, and plus the sun and the way the atmosphere is, that all those things can change age and age progression and things like that that they wouldn't have had back then. So yeah, I absolutely think it's possible.
I love it. I love it. I love the way you think. Oh, I meet so many people who are like, "Oh, nobody ever lived to be in the hundreds," and it's like, how do you know? You know what different things must have been a long time ago. Like, oh, it blows my mind when I just like read certain things, and it's like maybe that is true. It like the I told my pastor about the Book of Enoch, and he's just very he's curious about it because he's like,
Yeah.
not in the Bible. And he goes, he's like, he's like, spikes my curiosity of why
Yeah.
that's
It is
why.
quoted in the New Testament though.
Yeah.
Peter quotes it and Jude quotes it, so it is quoted, and it is in the Ethiopian Bible, but it
Oh,
just didn't quite make the canon in art.
yeah. Oh yeah. I so which one the first book you were saying? Um
Scott Killian in the Letter is my first
yes.
one.
That one. That one you said was about
So that takes place during end times. So there's a young boy named Scott, and his parents disappear, and he kind of goes on this quest to figure out what happened to his parents, and he finds a letter that his mom had written him 3.5 years after she had disappeared, and he kind of finds a trying to how do I say this without giving too much away? There's a mysterious stranger that is chasing him, and realizes that he is finding information that he shouldn't be finding, and he kind of runs along into some trouble, and there's a lot of plot twists and turns, but um, ultimately believes that his mom was raptured and that he is living in the end times on the earth.
so like Revelation?
Yes.
Oh wow. This I love this. This is big. I could see you being a bestseller soon. Wow.
Yeah, I'm
And
hoping.
you got what 32 ratings on the Scott Killian in the letter. That's not bad.
Yes. Yeah, and that's I have not used any paid advertisements or anything for that yet, except for one Facebook ad that I just wanted to see how it would do, and one Amazon ad where I dropped it down to 99 cents for a week. So that, yeah, I feel like that those are really good numbers, considering I haven't put a lot of time into the marketing yet for it. Um, but I hit number one new release for Rebellion of the Watchers
Oh
in the
wow.
category for 6 days in a row now. So I'm really excited about that too.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
That's
So
really something.
yeah, I was really excited that it beat Scott Killian's letter in the letter numbers, with, as little as I have to do with the marketing and stuff, but I'm planning on doing a little bit bigger of a push for marketing. I'm just still learning it all, and the more I learn, the more I'm sharing with other authors, and that's what I like to do on my page is as soon as I learn something new, I want to share it with everybody else,
Yeah.
because we're all just kind of, up here to in water, like trying not to drown in
Yep.
all these other books and authors and marketing and all these scammers out there, and we're just trying to keep afloat. And if there's just, if we just help each other out, I feel like we would do a lot better. So
How many times has Stephen King emailed you?
yes, I
Right?
have. I've had dead authors email me too. Louisa
Yeah.
May Alcott emailed
Oh,
me. I'm like, okay.
oh, it's crazy. I had one guy on here. I felt bad for him because he was in his like 50s and he had just put his first book out and he was really thrilled that Dan Brown emailed him.
Oh, that's
And I
so sad.
did not want to let him down, but I said that's a scammer.
Yeah.
And I could tell he just didn't want it to be true. And I was like, that's a
Oh,
scammer because I've gotten the same email about 40 times. I'm like,
that's
it
rough.
the first time I saw it too, I told my wife, look, Stephen King emailed me. And she goes, why would Stephen King email you? Out of every author, why would he email you? And I'm like, well, he's got his author photo on it. And she's like, yeah, it's a scam. And yeah, it's a fact you don't want to admit to yourself.
Yeah, that's rough. That's sad. I feel bad. I feel for him.
Yeah. I could tell he was really trying to not budge on it and be like, no, maybe it is them. So I just let him. I didn't want to burst his bubble, so I was just like, here, it could be them.
Yeah,
You never know. But I
you never
thought to
know.
myself, I'm like, I get hello, great author probably 30 times a day. And I just swipe delete on them,
Yep.
hoping
Send them
that
all to spam.
hope, hoping that none of them are real.
Yeah. I
Because it
don't
was
think,
one
yeah,
was.
I don't think any of them were
No.
probably real. I've never gotten a real email except for the ones that I've, solicited, like given you my email address or something like that. But
Yeah, that is honestly the hardest part of doing this is getting, because that's why whenever I ask people they want to be on here, I just write in the comment thread, just take the risk and put my email address.
yep.
Just so it's because the way I see it, if I'm putting my email address, it's like, like, okay, he's putting his out there. Anybody, because that's the thing, anybody that could then email me.
Yep.
So it's like I'm taking a risk just to try to get people on here.
The
Which,
scammers already have my email address, I know,
yeah,
so I might as well
which
throw it out there.
I've gotten calls.
Yeah, so my daughter's gotten calls, my husband's gotten calls. I don't know how they get their
It's
numbers.
terrifying
That's the crazy part.
because I'm like, I didn't put my phone number on my page at all.
Yeah, I haven't either. And my family's phone numbers, that's insane.
I've had some guy from Nigeria, I think, was talking to me about one of my first novels and saying, he's going to help me become a international bestseller. And I just told him, I said, I'm not a writer. And he
Yeah.
goes, he goes, aren't you Rob Novellin? And I said, nope. I'm like, not a writer. And I'm like, I have no idea who that is. And it's like, please don't call my number again. And it's
Yeah,
like, how did you find out my number? Oh, it's scary. I'm telling you, it's scary.
it
That's
is.
every time now I go to a book convention when I post it online and everybody on Facebook sees it, I get that little worry like, what if a crazy person shows up to that convention?
Yeah,
You know what
I
I'm saying?
know.
It's,
Yes.
it's like it makes that into a horror story in itself. Oh man. Yeah. Oh, we all gotta go through it. Do when you go, I actually have a question because I feel like you've probably been to more conventions than me. Um, does it really? Because for me, when I go to one now, I've noticed none of because I live in New York State, and it's like every book convention I find is like towards it's like an hour from New York City to where it's like a 4 or 5 hour drive for me,
Yeah.
or I got to go to Pennsylvania or Ohio, and it's always like a 3 4 hour drive. Is it like that for you, or do you have a lot near you?
I have not seen anybody near us. This is gonna be my first time ever going to anything like this.
Oh,
So I have not been to anything, and we're going, it's just outside of Chicago, that
okay.
we're doing this one. And I don't even know if they had it there in years past. I think it's been at the same place, but I'll have to ask if they change it around or if it's always in the same location because I've never been, but I'm excited.
So this is wait. So this is the first one you're going to?
Yeah.
Oh, you seemed more experienced.
Yeah,
That's a
no, this is my
that's
first
a
one.
compliment. You come off like you've been to a bunch of them. I've been to one. I went to one in February, and wow, you're gonna meet so many people that are trying to help you out,
Yeah,
and
that's what we were told.
you're gonna get invited to like 5 6 other book conventions while you're there.
Yeah,
And because I'm going to one called Fright Reads. It's in November, October and November in Maryland. And so that's going to be a 5 6 hour drive. And then I'm going to one called Thrills and Chills Book Fair in Middletown, New York. And that's like 4.5 5 hours away. And I got invited to the Thrills and Chills one by the guy who did the last one I went to.
nice.
So it's like it's like my wife told me she's like, I'll budge and you can do 2 a year
2 year.
that are,
There you go.
that are out of state. But she's like, any other ones, they got to be in the same state as us. And so I found it's weird. There's this like fireman community center like fair thing that goes on like 2 towns away from where I live every year, like around October and December. And thankfully, in December, I live in upstate New York, and it's like 70 in December still. And
Yeah,
but then by January, it's 0 degrees. It's weird the
I
way it
know.
the way it fluctuates in like the more north you go. It's like in the morning it's 30 degrees. In the afternoon it's 75. Like that's happened before.
Yeah, I'm from New York originally, and my cousin lived up in Horseheads,
Oh, okay.
so we would go up there quite a bit and visit. And yeah, the weather's always crazy out on the East Coast.
Oh yeah. But yeah, it's oh these book conventions. Once you go to your first one, it's gonna feel like you're gonna feel like a book convention addict.
Yeah,
Like you're just gonna be like, oh, where's the next one?
yeah, yeah, and there's already like an online group for it, and everybody's chatting and trying to get rides from the airports together, but they're also chatting about their favorite writing snacks and stuff, all in this like
Yep.
convention group.
What's your favorite writing snack?
Oh gosh, probably. Hmm. It's probably something salty like almonds or like salt and vinegar almonds or something like that.
Oh, I like the what is it? I think it's sour cream and onion pretzels. I could be wrong on that. Something like that. But I also love the garlic rye chips.
Yeah, I do like those. I do
Those are
like those. Those are good.
I'm also sadly one of those people. If I bring my laptop outside to write on my patio, I just grab a pack of cigarettes and just smoke half the pack while I'm out there.
Yeah,
Even though my wife drives her nuts. She's like, "Can you stop smoking?" I'm one of those weird smokers where I'll smoke for a few months and then I'll go a whole year without smoking.
that's funny.
Yeah,
That is not, yeah, that's not normal.
I don't consider myself a full time smoker. It's like it's on and off.
You're just
I've
getting in the
tried.
heads of one of your characters, right?
It's weird. It's like half the people I talk to that I have on here are like they'll pour themselves like a glass of like whiskey or something and they'll drink very like sip very slowly while they write and they'll get them in the headspace or they'll smoke. And I'm one of those people. I don't drink anymore. I used to drink a long time ago, in my teens and stuff. And now that I don't drink, it's like clear head, ready to write. And if I just have a cigarette with me or like an energy drink, I'm good.
Yeah, mine is coffee. That's my go-to is
Oh, I
coffee.
love coffee too. Do you like your coffee hot or cold?
I will drink it anyway. You give it to me. I'll drink it hot, black. I'll drink it cold and sweet. However you give me the coffee, I'll drink it.
And Starbucks or McDonald's frappes.
Yeah,
I'm
I'll
one
drink those too.
of, oh yeah. I need to have something other than just writing. I gotta have a snack or something with me. I love I love gummy bears. I'll have a whole thing of those, and my wife's like, "You just got a whole thing of a bucket of sugar there."
Yep, pretty much.
I'm like,
Just
"It's keeping my mind.
keeps
It's
it keeps
keeping
it
my
going.
mind."
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I I love what you're doing with the like the beginning of time book and then the like end of the world thing. I really like how you're doing that. Are those like a series or are they completely different books?
They're completely different books. The Rebellion of the Watchers is going to be part of the series called the Rebellion Saga. So
Okay,
the next book that I'm writing now is called the Rebellion of the Giants. So that book will hopefully come out next following summer. But I'm only on chapter 10 right now of that one. So
that's
we'll
awesome.
see.
You're already on chapter 10.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
You're like, there's 53 chapters though.
Yeah,
Oh man, I wish I don't know about you, but I wish I could put out 2 books a year.
that would
That
be great, but I don't think I can do it.
if it
With all the
was
research that I do, I spend too
if
much time researching.
it was my full-time job, I could probably do it, but just having it as like my on the side thing. Oh, it's like if I can get 200 pages published, if I start at the beginning of the year all the way to the end, I can do it.
Yeah.
That's what I love about the one that I'm doing right now. I'm collaborating with another author, and it's like he writes half, I write the other half, and then my editor is pretty quick, and we're trying to have it out in like middle to late August, and we started working on it in February, like the first day of February.
That's awesome.
Oh yeah, it's been something else. It went from being a like suspense horror to like a spicy suspense that is probably going to have a big female fan base.
Oh, okay. That's different.
Originally, we're not thinking that at all, but the more we write it, and it's like the collaborator, his wife, she's been reading it. She's like, "This is a book for women," and we're like, "Really?" And she said, "Yeah." She's like, "The things you're writing about, it's women would want to read this." And I was like, "Oh wow!" I'm like, "We're writing a spicy romance thriller kind of thing," and it's I was not aiming for that, but it's turned out to be that, and I kind of like it.
All right.
Yeah, I've heard women read by far more than men do, and that if you're looking, I've like my wife, she reads a lot of the like spicy, like twisted romance novels.
Yeah, I think my daughter's friends all read those kind of books.
Yeah,
I
and
tend I tend to read more like mystery thrillers, suspense, adventure, those kind of books.
yeah, me too. Normally, me too. I'm more into those things. Like I've read a few. I My wife forced me to read a smut book, and I liked it, but at the same time, I was like, I can't get into it again. I'm like, I feel like it's gonna screw up my whole writer's brain. Like
Yeah.
it's by Jolie Vines. It's called Aaron's Obsession, and it's so twisted. I read that thing on my lunch break for like a month straight. And once I was done with it, I told her I like the book, and she goes, "Good, because there's three more in the series.
You're like, no, I can't.
Can't do it." I'm like, I'm not gonna get stuck on this. Be reading it the rest of the year. Can't do it. Oh man, who's your favorite author?
Ooh, I guess it depends on the genre. So growing up, I really liked Robin Cook. He
Oh,
does like medical type thrillers. And Dean Koontz, I read a lot of his books growing up. I really liked Frank Peretti when I was a teenager. He does kind of like Christian suspense and kind of otherworldly, um, kind of like angels versus demons and things like that. Those kind of books. I really like those. So yeah, I would probably, if I had to rank as far as the writing, Dean Koontz is probably one of my favorite as far as his writing. He's up there in the top.
I've always wanted to get into him. Like everybody I know brags about how good of a writer
Yeah.
he is, and I have not gotten into. I just gotta buy one of his books and dive in.
Yeah, you can. So I've probably read about 30 of his books, and I can pick up any book and tell you, like, if you don't tell me who the author is and you give me 5 books, I could tell you which one Dean Koontz is because his writing style does not change
Oh
at all. And like the way he describes like the smells of like different plants and trees is very similar in every book. Like he has a very similar voice that never changes, but his stories are so out there because they're like psychological thrillers and things
yeah,
like that. So his his story ideas are just so far out there that I just love reading them.
I gotta. If he's got psychological thrillers, I definitely gotta get into those. Oh, oh man, I well, I absolutely loved having you on, and we gotta tell everybody where we can get your books.
Yeah, so right now Scott Killian is basically anywhere that you can purchase a book. I'm in some bookstores, but not every bookstore, but if you ask for it, they could probably get it. You can
Now
get it
you're
at
in
barnesandnoble.com and walmart.com and Amazon.
else called um what was it called that I saw on your thing? It was called saw it on the thing and now I can't remember it. I'll find it. Why
Oh,
can't I find it now? There's because I what was it called? You have it on your page. Where are you? Where are you?
trying to
I'll,
remember what you're talking about.
I'll find you. Don't worry. There we go. There we go. You are on um Goodreads, Fable, Amazon, Barnes and Noble. Yeah, Fable was the one I was looking for. I hope I'm saying that right.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, good. That is awesome. I love it. You've got 17 100% recommended reviews. That's awesome. It is so hard to get people to leave reviews. It's like pulling teeth.
It is. It is. I think that if you could just if people had the mindset of reviewing anytime they like something and not just when they hated something to
Yeah,
complain, I think more people would review books. They say that only 3% of readers will leave a review of a book. 3%. And that's if they hate it or like it.
yeah.
So that's a really small number. And man, I wish that we could somehow encourage readers because I know authors out there that are reading people's books are they're the ones that are reviewing books all the time. But if we
No.
can get this the general reader to start reviewing books, that would be really nice. And man, I have not been able to figure out how to do that yet because I ask all the time. And people are
Yeah.
like, yeah, I loved your book. I loved it. I'll give it a review. And then I never hear a review from it.
Oh,
So
it drives me absolutely nuts. Somebody will say, "Oh, I read your book," and it's did you go on Amazon and review it? Well, I'm going to. I just
yeah,
finished it,
yeah.
and then I'm like, all right, well, what do you?
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, tell me something you're gonna say in it, just so I know what to look for. And they're like, "Oh, well, it's a surprise," and then they never write anything. It's like, oh, come on. Oh,
Yeah.
that's that drives me nuts. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to say because the last episode I had like two more things I had to ask him and I couldn't think of it. That always happens to me.
I know it happens to
Uh,
me too. I'm like, oh, I
oh,
should have said this.
the are you right now in your room or in your bedroom or your hotel room?
Yeah, this is my bedroom. I do a lot of my writing in here. My desk is in here. I do my research in here. So this is kind of like my space. So
I
hang out in here a lot.
I
I had an office upstairs and my
yeah.
grandson moved in and it is now his room. So he took over my Star Wars office room.
Oh, I had my office in my basement. And my basement's nice. It's not all creepy down there and cobwebs and stuff. But my wife, she was like, she's like, I don't have an office and I'd like a nice place to work that's quiet and away from everybody. So I said, all right, let's do it. And she's like, well, you have a man cave down there and it doesn't feel comfy.
Yeah.
So we started putting new flooring in and all that stuff and repainting. And then we went to put a fancy light fixture in and something was wrong with the wiring and I blew a
Oh,
fuse
no.
and we still have yet to fix it. So now we've got a lamp plugged into the wall and we've got these peel and stick tiles that look really fancy we were putting
Yeah.
down and we just haven't had the time to finish it. So I've been writing right here where I am in
There
my
you go.
dining. I miss my workspace very
Mhm.
much. I'll have it back soon though.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. I hope soon, very soon. Um, what was the other question I was going to have for you? Do you have another book right now in the works since you've released the other one or no?
Just the Rebellion saga, just the Rebellion of the Giants. That's the one I've been working on now. There's going to be a third book to the series, and I did write the last chapter of the last book, just because it was in my head, and I was I figured I just finished off the series in my head and so I don't forget it, but then I went back to starting to write book 2. So that's the only part I've written for book 3.
Do you have any audiobooks or no?
That is something I definitely want to start looking into, to put these both into audiobooks. And the main reason is because um, ebooks are starting to decline sales wise across the globe, and audiobooks are starting to go like climb.
Oh,
So it's definitely a trend for audiobooks. So I definitely want to start looking into that to get my reach out there a little bit more.
sweet. Yeah, I've been trying to look into that too. It's so hard. I think I'm just gonna end up voicing it myself.
Yeah, I wanna do that, but the crazy thing is I write in first person and both my main characters are male. So I thought that might sound kind of weird if I'm, reading the male part through the whole book and
Yeah,
female voice. So
yeah. I just realized that too. I've got a female. One of my main characters is female. Female in the one book I want to do because it's a shorter book, so I figured it'd be easier to get that done than the one that's 400 pages. Oh man, it's so much work that everybody thinks it's just the writing, and it's like, nope,
so
the
much for
it's the marketing is very hard, and it
yes.
doesn't stop.
The
Oh man,
editing isn't even like people complain about the editing, but the editing isn't even as hard as the marketing. So
oh god no, god no. It's marketing is takes time, money, and it's just it's hard work.
drains, yes.
Oh, definitely. I love having you on, and
I loved being on. Thank you so much.
unless you got anything else more to say, I think this is the perfect time to end it.
Yeah, sounds good. Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. So everybody should go get your books on Amazon, Fable, Barnes and Noble bookstores, and you said where else?
Walmart.com.
Walmart. You said Walmart.com?
Yeah.
Nice. God, that is awesome. How did you get it on Walmart.com?
So if you upload your book on Ingram, Ingram
Oh, okay.
Spark, they can get it on there.
Nice. I've got to do that now. No, I did not know that.
Yeah.
I knew you could do that with the Barnes and Noble one with Ingram, but Walmart too. Wow. I thank you for that advice.
Yes.
Sweet. All right. Well, it was good talking to you, and can't wait to have you on again. And good luck with the book fair tomorrow.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. You have a good night.
You too. Bye.